Hello. So, uh, my original plan for this week is going to be taking quite a bit longer than anticipated. So, I'm going to do something else, something a bit quicker. Um, Another thing I've been really interested in, vintage wise and sewing wise, is old pajamas and nightwear. So, I'm going to be making up a little pattern and sewing up a little nightgown. Maybe a bed coat. We'll see how quickly I can get this all done. I'll be happy with just like a nightgown. But if you've watched previous videos, you know that I like to do more than what I probably should. But there's worse traits to have, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna get started on that, I guess, and we'll see how it goes. So, for pattern drafting, kind of, this is going to be pretty easy, I think. I just need to kind of measure out where the yoke is supposed to go. And if you don't know what the yoke is, I don't have anything immediately on hand, but you know how some shirts have that one little bit about here that goes up to the neckline? The little bit here is called the yoke. So that's what we're going to be figuring out, and since it is just a nightgown, it doesn't have to be too form-fitting, and my dress form is a little too big for me anyway, so I think it should be fine. What we're looking for are just, some comfortable measurements for me to be able to get this on and off easily. So, I guess I will start from a little bit underneath the arm, and we'll go right around to that same spot, which is going to be about 18 inches. So when you're pattern drafting, a good rule of thumb is to add on an extra inch. So from here to here is 18 inches, and I'm going to want to add on an extra inch, so have that be 19 inches. And the extra inch is so you have a half an inch on each side of seam allowance. The front of this yoke is going to be bigger than the back side of this yoke because the back side isn't going over a curve. So we'll go. And that's 15 and a half. So I am just going to round it up to, I guess, 16 and a half. We'll keep it easy. And then I'll deal with straps after I get my yoke and the other part of my nightgown done. I don't know what you would call it. It's just like the body bit, the bit that covers everything. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. We'll draw it out. 18 by, nope, big common mistake, 19 by 16 and a half. Not by, because I'm not making a square. Oh my god. I lost all of my footage of me drafting out this little pattern, if you could call it that. It's just a couple of rectangles. So I'm going to do my best to verbally explain how I made these. So after I took my measurements, I put them on a piece of paper. 19 inches by, I think I went about 3 or 4 inches in total. How wide you want your yoke to be is really up to you and personal preference. I decided I wanted about 4 inches for my yoke because I thought that would look best on me. It was pretty simple. You put them down, you make rectangles those sizes, and I do a lot of writing on my patterns, so how many pieces I'll need to cut of this one shape, and if it's supposed to be cut on the fold or not. On my pattern, originally I did have it cut on the fold, but as I was putting them on the fabric, I remembered I needed straps, so I cut them twice. And you can see me attempting a bit of a rolled hem. I have never rolled a hem before, so that was terrifying. I'll have to practice and get a little better at that. Hello. So it's been a couple days. I did get quite a bit done. So after I box pleated my my lighter fabric onto the yoke, you will notice that I cut 2 pieces for the yoke. I remembered that I'm adding in straps, and I think the easiest way to do that with this would to just be sewing the straps into the yoke, like I'm doing with this, where you're just kind of sandwiching them all together. So that's what I'll be doing today. Yeah. I also tried a rolled hem. It's not pretty. I've never rolled a hem before, but I think for my first time doing this, and this being kind of a spur-of-the-moment sewing project, it's fine. It's serviceable. It's not the worst looking thing I've ever done, and that's something to be proud about, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so I just need to sew both sides of my yoke together, get my strap situated, and then this will be done. So, yeah. A side project that I'm going to be making after I finish this is going to be a pair of little shorts. After looking at like so many examples of these old little nighties, they all had like shorts paired with them. And as you can tell, this is very sheer. And when I show it off, I will be wearing a slip because I am not showing anyone my bits. And that's just the way of it. So I'm gonna get back to working on this. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. I almost forgot to talk about my straps. So I think I went about 5 inches by however long my ruler was. A little bit longer, actually. I just kind of wung it, you know? I didn't put too much thought into it. But I did the same method that I showed you in the last video, where you fold each end into the middle and then you fold it all in half. And it just gives you a sturdier strap, you know? And I like sturdy things that aren't going to fall apart on me. I'm back. I had to put my robe back on because it's cold in the house. You may notice I am not wearing a slip. I remembered that I had old bathing suits, and I thought that'll probably look better and, you know, give the intended look for vintage nightwear, more so than my slip, which is quite a bit longer than what I made. It was fun. It was easy. I highly recommend making something like that if you are interested in figuring out how to do some really basic sewing, because it's just rectangles, and you can make a lot out of like some well-handled rectangles. And I think I'll make something like this again. I might not go with a sheer fabric again. Maybe something soft and cotton and flowery, maybe? I do like flowers. And another thing is, I didn't want it to be white, but that's all I could find at Joann's, so I went with it. And I've made it, and it's mine now, and yeah, it was fun, it was easy. It was good. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be putting up within the next couple of weeks, because I still have the project that I am working on. It's just difficult. And you'll see why when that one does end up going up. Maybe that'll be up at the end of next month. Yeah, I think that'll be a good time frame for me to get that one done. Yeah. If you enjoy watching me attempt to sew things, consider subscribing. I post every other Saturday, and my cat features heavily in everything I do.